In recent years, Zero Trust has become a cornerstone of cybersecurity strategy across industries.
Zero Trust has become such an important aspect of most organizational security programs and security strategies because it is really a reflection of the best practices and methodologies that have honestly been in place for quite a while.
CDW survey results indicate that 41% of respondents have reached an advanced level of maturity in their Zero Trust journey, but more than half are still finding their way to a greater level of Zero Trust maturity.
I'm not surprised to hear that organizations are in different places in their maturity level when it comes to deploying Zero Trust, because every organization is different, depending on the vertical, depending on compliance regulations you have to adhere to, what the drivers are for the business, and what your risk tolerance is as an organization.
Despite its widespread adoption, some organizations may encounter resistance when implementing a Zero Trust approach to cybersecurity.
It's complicated as a concept, and it's going to require some level of investment by the organization. And that's why a lot of organizations experience pushback, especially from the top down from executives. I think that positioning Zero Trust as an investment thesis is really what's key. It's important for the executives and the board to understand you're not starting from scratch. You're not starting from ground zero. You've probably made a lot of investment already.
Many organizations encounter additional challenges when attempting to integrate Zero Trust with their existing security tools. According to CDW's research, nearly 50% of respondents cited the integration of legacy tools as their biggest challenge in implementing Zero Trust principles.
So from an M&A perspective, that's probably the single most contributing factor for organizations as a whole. So it's very, very difficult when you're inheriting tools to be able to integrate those tools together effectively. Paired with that, there's decentralized purchasing activity that happens often. And then there's always shadow IT, where an end user could potentially purchase something in a silo. The major goal that aligns to that challenge is to reduce the technology footprint and to deprecate where you can deprecate. If you have overlapping functionality, you reconcile that.
Staffing difficulties were another commonly cited challenge in CDW's research, but automation can be part of the solution.
I see automation within the context of Zero Trust really being driven through this concept of managing how digital identities access data or access information. But with all the automation, definitely comes a risk of setting up the proper role-based access controls or RBAC and creating an RBAC model around this to ensure that the automation provisions the right level of access to the right systems, to the right user. I always say that automation only speeds up a process, and if that process tends to be bad, or if the data happens to be bad, that just makes the bad thing happen faster.
Zero Trust is here to stay and will continue to evolve along with the greater cybersecurity landscape.
My prediction is that AI is going to play a very, very interesting factor in this framework. And I think it will be mostly around data protection and data security, data governance, and ensuring that data is appropriately identified, classified, that the appropriate guardrails are put in place.